Today we have a new router to review. This is from Dlink and it's from their new lineup too. Let's talk about it. Shout out to Dlink for sending me this router to review. This is the Dlink Eagle AI Pro AX1500. That is a long name. This is part of their new router lineup, the AI router lineup, which was released globally in Q4 last year, but will be released here in the Philippines officially this month. I'm really excited about this because so far, this is the most budget-friendly router I've tested. For 3,000 pesos, you get the Wi-Fi 6 router with mesh capability, AI optimization, and expandability. Is that worth your money? Let's find out. In the box, you get the usual, you get the warranty card, instruction manual, the unit itself, the adapter, and the LAN cable. And this box also comes in recycled paper. And I really like how companies nowadays move to a greener alternative in their packaging. And that's pretty much it. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Alright, now let's talk about the design. This router comes in white and blue pastel colors, which is the Eagle Pro AI theme colors. This color theme is very good on the eyes and I'd imagine it will sit well with most households. This router is also very small. It's the smallest I've tested so far and it's the lightest too. So this way you won't have to worry about placing it on a shelf because it's light and it's small. This comes with 4 antennas like most routers nowadays, and you can actually change the orientation depending on how you want it. There's also lots of ventilation in this router, which keeps it really cool, which is always good if you want to keep the device nice and cool. So in the back, you get 4 gigabit LAN ports, 1 for the internet and then 3 for any other device you want with LAN connection. And then you have the reset button, the WPS button, and the adapter jack. At the bottom, you get 2 wall mounting holes for wall mounting and then 2 rubber feet to keep the device from sliding. The setup process was pretty easy too. They made it so easy. All I had to do was of course plug in the router, download the Eagle Pro app, create an account, and then follow the prompts. That's all there is to it. Alright, first let's talk about the software on this router. I really like the look and feel of the software and it's similar to the old Dlink software I used in the past. It has all the usual features you'd expect and some new ones as well. It also has an app which allows you to access most of the features of the router, which lets you manage your router. Now let's talk about the features. This router is packed with features. Here's a quick look at the specs on this router. But here are some of the features that stood out for me when reviewing this router. First of all, client support. This router supports up to 128 clients. That is a lot. My current router has about 40 clients attached to it, but this one supports 128. And that is very useful if you have a lot of smart devices in your house. Mesh expandability. This is very good in my opinion because it allows you to scale up your mesh capability should you need to. You can start with the main router and then if you see that you need more routers, you can just buy extenders and that will make sure to cover your whole house if you need to. There are still some Wi-Fi 6 routers out there that does not offer mesh capability. So keep that in mind. AI features. The Eagle Pro AI lineup comes with several AI features to make your life easier. I remember the days when I had to go in and check the Wi-Fi channels just to make sure that I have set the right channel on my Wi-Fi router. You had to do all of those manually before. But now, thanks to the AI Wi-Fi optimizer, the router does it for you. It automatically scans for the best channel and sets the Wi-Fi to that. You also have the AI traffic optimizer, which prioritizes the type of traffic in your network. Parental control. This router offers a more sophisticated parental control feature. Other routers I've tried in the past allows you to set rules per device. This one allows you to create profiles so that way you can add multiple devices per profile. That makes it so much easier to manage. And lastly, you have the voice assistant integration. You can basically ask Google or Alexa, turn your guest network on and off. At the moment, that's the only thing it does. Alright, now let's go into testing. This is the fun part. Now I wanted to test this router on two areas. One, I wanted to compare it with my old router so that we have an idea of how much of an improvement it will be if you're coming off of an old router. And two, I wanted to test the reliability. That means I'm going to test it on its range and how reliable it will be the farther I am from the router. We are now going to test the Eagle Pro AI router. So I am here in my garage. Let me show you. Let me show you real quick. This is where I'm putting the router, and we'll test the reliability, and we'll also test how much of an improvement it will be if we're coming off of an old router. So first, let's test the reliability. I'm gonna test the download speed from here and move all the way to the gate, and maybe even outside the gate, and see if the download speeds are stable. So I'm right in front of the router. Let's see, let's do the test here. Alright, so about 60 down, 90 up. Okay, I am right in front of my garage. Let's see. Okay, alright, so download around 60 Mbps, upload 90. Okay, let's move farther out. Okay, so now I'm like a couple of meters away from my garage. And then let's do another test here. Okay, but still not too bad. Let's go like farther out, like, okay, so even if I'm like right here, I'm still, so this is really far. So my house is right there. I'm still getting like decent speeds. Now this test will be more to understand the improvement if you're coming off from an old router going to a Wi-Fi 6 router. So we're comparing my old router, which is an Asus RTN1 HP. This is a Wi-Fi 5 router, and we're comparing it with the results of this one. Let's do a speed test right here. Yeah, it's right about 35-40 Mbps. This test is now right outside my garage. The router is right there. This is testing the Wi-Fi 5 router, the old router. Okay, let's do a speed test. 40 Mbps down, 35, 30. Okay, not bad. Let's try this again. I don't think I'll be able to use that. This is like 1990 speed. Let's do a speed test here. I'm really far from my house now, and yeah, that's not usable at all. And that concludes our tests. Overall, I think those are pretty good results, especially for the price. Alright, so should you buy this router? Honestly, I cannot think of any reason why you should not, especially if you're coming from an old router. This router checks all the boxes and it offers so much more. One thing you probably should take a note of, and this is just a small thing, is that it only has 3 gigabit LAN ports. Most routers would have 4, but that's only an issue if you have a lot of LAN connected devices in your home network. Alright, and that's the end of the video. I made a couple of these videos now, and I made a playlist, so if you want to see that, you can click right here. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.